Amanda Marais. Amanda, good morning and welcome to Radio K Pulpit's Breakfast.
Good morning, Brad. Goeiemôre, luisteraars. It's really a privilege to talk to you guys today.
So I know that you're a dentist. I don't have a bad experiences and I don't have much of a fear, but I don't know. I just think of drills and needles and well, maybe I always fear the worst when it comes to dentists.
Yeah, the dentist doesn't have a good reputation out there. I think of Finding Nemo, even in the cartoons, they talk about dentists as really having a, bad aura, bad personality,
Yes.
or bad experience. But so that's why I only work with children. I have my own practice at Dynodent, and my
Uh-huh.
whole philosophy is to try and give children a good experience
Because not
and
every
not that they have so that they're not fearful of the
and
dentist.
not every child has got front teeth. I mean, some kids I'm sure must have
No.
lovely teeth.
Yeah, no, yeah, you do get the children, especially parents that know to bring their children early on. So prevention is always better. And then we are from that first visit coming to the dentist to show them how to open their mouth. So when they come at Dynodent,
Uh-huh.
it's multicolored. There's a fish tank. I have
Nice.
a therapy dog. There's dinosaur chairs, Netflix to choose from. So yeah, I try everything in my, what we can to give them a good experience. And then if you have to do a filling, to try and explain to them what I'm going to do, but
Mm-hmm.
in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what I do for a living.
I don't know what they give kids nowadays, but when I was a kid, my mother would always say, "Have you had your Zymaflaws?" I always had to have those Zymaflaws, and they had to make sure you get them. And then when I visited my aunt, she would also tell my cousins, "Have you had your Zymaflaws?" I don't know what they have nowadays.
Yeah, well, the current literature is actually against systemic fluoride.
Uh huh.
So we do prescribe fluoride at, toothpaste and having fluoride in the chair. But yeah, I've never given my own children the Zymaflor tablets because yeah, it's against it at this stage.
Yeah, times have changed. At least we know what's better now than we did before. Look at
Yeah.
us talking about teeth like we don't have a brand new song to talk about, eh? One who's not so sure about dentists, and the other one is a dentist. Now, Amanda, you're born in Namibia, and now you're here in the Heldeberg area.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure when you left to come here, but which would you prefer? I mean, that you've settled in here. I'm guessing you've chosen South Africa first.
Home, yeah, home is where your heart is, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to school from age of 16 and then I studied here. And, I had all my plans worked out that I had to go back and work in Windhoek after my studies. But in my final year of undergrad, I met my husband.
Ah.
So we had a year long distance relationship at that stage. And my heart is with my husband. We are married now for 15 and a half years. So wherever he is and my family is there, I'm happy. So yeah, I'm really enjoying Somerset West.
Good. I didn't know your story, but there was part of me that thought, I'm sure there's a man involved, and well, you've
Yeah.
you've told us that's
Yeah.
true.
Uh-huh.
So I just want to talk here quickly before we start talking about your new song. I know I've received Ek en Jy and Lapopkind from the team who share your music. But your love also for teaching kids music or being involved in kids ministry music. I'd love to know more about that and your heart and inspiring. Is that kind of the same heart you've got with Dino Dent and kids? I mean,
Yes.
are we seeing the same
Yeah.
thing play out here?
I think yes. Yeah, because I like working with children. I think I have a gift working with children. And I really had a fear of singing when I was, well, from young, and it's only really been worked on about 5 years ago when I started singing again. And that having that fear, stage fright, kept me away from really just singing freely.
Mm.
And I felt in my heart to share my joy of singing with children. I'm part of Doxadaya Church, and I was part of the worship band now for 5 years.
Hmm.
And then from the beginning of this year, I moved over. They have a children's church band that I want to develop. So yeah, so I'm part of that. It's still in the early stages, but just to tell them, when they sing or play an instrument to God, it's the most beautiful
Mm.
music to Him, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect. It just for Him, it's perfect. So yeah, so I'm involved with that, and I also like writing children's songs. I write all kinds of music, Christian music, but yeah, I do like to work with the kids.
I like that. Now, I'm starting to get a feel if I listen to Mirror, let's just chat that for a moment. That is the newest single.
Yes.
There's that kind of a pop beat that catches you, but you can just see that adults will enjoy this because the lyrics are meaningful. The lyrics are meaningful if you're a teenager or even a preteen in these days. But that
Yes.
pop beat, that's also going to draw the youngsters in for sure.
Definitely. When I initially wrote the lyrics of Mirror Mirror 4 years ago, and I told the story of my own journey. When I was a teenager, I would stand in front of the mirror and I didn't like what I saw.
Mm,
I believed so many lies about myself. I thought I was too fat. I thought, pimples, etc. I didn't accept the reflection in the mirror.
mm,
And that escalated in me having eating disorder and bulimia. And it's only when I was 18 years old, God started the journey of healing with me and restoration in my identity. So 4 years ago, I wrote the lyrics, and it was just this my story. And then beginning of last year, I was with my daughter Magdalene. She's now 11 years old, and we were in a room, and she was, I think, busy combing her hair in front of the mirror. And I just looked at her, and wow, you're such a beautiful girl. And
yeah.
I just felt in my heart, I hope she could see how beautiful she is. And then I thought how God sees us when He looks at us. The Bible tells us we're His reflection, we're His creation.
Mm,
And then I thought I wanted to rewrite that song, but also with her in mind, but it must be funky for her to want to listen to, and like preteens and teen girls to want to get the message. So that's why I rewrote the verses. Oh, darling girl, do you know you're
mm.
beautiful? Oh, darling girl, do you know you're brave? Just bringing their true identity in, but in a funky way. So that was my challenge.
Yeah, you say the word challenge because someone is selling our kids some kind of idea of what you're supposed to look like. And the longer we can keep our kids off social media, I suppose, the better. Because somewhere there, somebody going to be telling you that you need to look a particular way to be accepted, to have friends, to be cool. I don't know what they say these days, but that's the language we used to use. And that puts massive pressure on. I mean, my son
Absolutely.
is 12 years old, and he's so lean. He's an athlete, and he runs long distance, so you can get an understanding of his sort of
Yeah.
body makeup. And I have seen him say, "Why are my legs so fat?" I'm like, "That's not fat. That's your muscle you're holding. You don't have any fat." I mean, he's
Yeah.
as you would say, ripped or shredded or whatever the words you want to use. And so somewhere along the line, something creeps into the minds of our children that says to them, this isn't acceptable, when you can try your best, Amanda, as an adult to say,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong here. There's nothing wrong here, but
Yeah.
somehow they're latching onto something from somewhere. I don't understand that.
Yeah, no, there's so many lies out there. My husband and I, we listened to an audiobook, The Anxious Generation. It's really a very good book.
Yeah.
And it's really been proven on how social media impacts and YouTube impacts our children. And like when I was a teenager, I would compare myself to magazines,
Yeah.
but now they're bombarded on YouTube and TV and wherever, that this is your perfect image. And that's really what the devil does, is he brings that seed of doubt in. And when it's grown, you lose your identity, you lose on how you should see yourself.
Mm.
So that's why I thought, bringing this song back to how God sees us, and that when we look in the mirror, that we'll see our true reflection.
Let's chat about that music video. There's youngsters
Yes.
dancing up a storm there. I'd love to hear the story of how you got to choose that crew to do the dancing.
It was absolutely a miracle. So Tina is the lady that I take vocal lessons on Tuesday mornings, and she's also used to do professional dancer. And I wanted to do a music video, and I thought of getting my daughter and her friends. And then she told me, listen, why don't we get a professional studio? And she used her contacts to May's dance studio, and they were absolutely amazing. So we sent them the song, and Sumay said, yes, she'll do it. So they choreographed the dance. And the music video was shot in October last year. And it was such a wonderful experience dancing with them. I really realized I don't have that talent of dancing. They initially had moves worked out for me, and I said, oh, I can't
Oh
do
dear.
this. So we kept my part very simple, but just, I think it was so wonderful using these beautiful teenagers dancing, and just bring that message much clearer. Yeah, it worked very well together.
So I often ask this question of the artists I speak to, just because some are prolific songwriters and they've been holding on to things for such a long time. Now with Marais out, are you sitting on more songs, and are you just waiting for the opportunity to let us all hear them in the future?
Yes, I did record. I recorded 6 songs last year, so there's still 5 that needs to be released. So we're going to release that every now and again. And then I love writing songs. It does cost a lot of money to record it.
Yep.
So yeah, so we'll see what God has for the future, but I'm excited about the other 5 songs that we will release soon.
So we're going to be playing that song for you and have a listen. If our listeners say, "Oh, we like what Amanda is bringing. We'd like to find out, check out her other songs, and find out more about her and what she's doing." Any way we can keep an eye on you in the socials, online somewhere?
Yes, so Facebook and Instagram, Amanda Marais Music, and then my music is available on all digital platforms, Amanda Marais. So you guys, and YouTube, so you can just have a look there.
Yeah, and you can go check out that brand new music video. Well, it's not brand new, but it's his latest single from Amanda. Mirror Mirror is the song you're about to hear. So it's a good toe tapper, great way to go into a Friday. And I was going to say get the youngsters, but they're at school. But make sure to play the song for them again. You'll hear it here on Radio K Pulpit as well. We'll go and check it out. Maybe the kids are visiting the grandparents this weekend and you're listening. Take them, say, got to go onto YouTube, check out the song. It's brand new. And check out this cool music video as well. And hopefully start to plant that seed of truth in the lives of young people before they start buying whatever the world is trying to sell them. Amanda, thanks for your time this morning. Thanks for taking out your
Thank you,
time.
Brad. Thank you,
When's
listeners. It was
yeah,
a privilege
yeah, what a
talking to
pleasure.
you.
When's your next little patient coming in to sit on a dino chair?
That is a good question. I'm actually sitting in bed with my leg raised up. I had a bicycle accident on
Oh
Tuesday.
no.
So yeah, so I have to see a surgeon on Monday. Hopefully I won't need surgery, but I think I'm going to be off for quite a while. Luckily, I have 2 colleague dentists that works with me. So yeah, so at the moment I'm just resting.
You enjoy that? Who knows what song
Oh,
might come out of your time of
I
rest?
thought I can just as well be busy with music with my time on my hands.
There you go. Now you've told us. Thanks. It's Amanda Marais, Amanda
Thank
Marais,
you.
all the way from Somerset West. Thanks that we could have hung out together. Thanks for the music, and we'll chat soon.